right, can y'all close that door, please? All right, lock that second door, Baba Kusha. Shalom, shalom. Welcome to ISBHPK Rochester. All right, we're holding Sabbath night class here at Rochester. Unfortunate events happen in VA. They're having a flooding, increased raining. I mean, it's raining out here, so I know it's probably getting hit all on the East Coast, but welcome. You'll be here at Rochester tonight. We got a good class for brothers and sisters, all right? Again, as you know, we're here at a Rochester, 1600 Lyle Street. If you know anybody in the area, please send them our information. We have a place where you can come down, sit down, and learn. For all those that are in the city, get up out your house, get up out your chair, get out the car, get off the porch, right? And come on into class, man, because everybody at Rochester seem on a Friday night, everybody want to be on the porch. You got the bodega, the corner store, kicking it with the bogeys. Put down the bogeys, put down the vapes, put down the blunts, and get your spirit right, man.
God.
Our people need help, and this is the reason why the Most High sent us out here to Rochester, right? Rochester, boy, is almost the, woo. I'm going to say this, it ain't nothing different from other ghettos in the world.
God.
It's just that Rochester is just a big ghetto,
God.
right? So again, please like, share, and subscribe. We have other ways that you can learn. We have other schools, including Virginia. Shout out to Virginia. Shout out to Houston, San Antonio. Brothers diligently doing the work. So please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to their channels. All right. We just got to 1,000. Barakatah Yahweh. We were at 80. So we just got to 1,000. We're going to try to keep pushing forward with more informative information. So please, again, check out the videos. They're there for a reason. We have the Hidden Truth Bible Show, which gives you more of a documentary style lesson. We have a lot of good, again, in here. Who has watched Predator in Plain Sight? Please raise your hand. Predator in Plain Sight, 1. Y'all gotta watch that. Sis, Kalai, put the link out for everybody. Predator in Plain Sight. Let's get the, remember Bree, you can switch it up. You don't gotta do it first all the time. Yeah, you can switch it up. You don't gotta do it first all the time. Hear me? Oh, okay, never mind. But yeah, if y'all can pass that message. But yes, please go ahead and check that out. Predator in Plain Sight. You gotta tap into that, man, because Zaki did a good job in breaking down when it comes to cartoons and how pedophilia, human trafficking. What I was saying, the rotation, you can switch it up. Yeah, I mean next time. I know you already did it, so yeah, switch that up. But again, we're gonna put that in. We're gonna start sending out these videos. To be honest with you, brothers got to see it. We put work in. We put work into these videos, so please check it out. All right, we got one person on Shalom. That's Bakar, Officer Bakar at a VA, right? Shalom. We have the news channel. Thahawam and the brothers out there in Houston is going to be delivering some new classes, some new videos, man. That's going to stimulate current events, what's going on now, stimulate that brain for us to really understand what's going on in our society in regards to the word. All right. What else do we have? We have the Blog Talk Radio with Priest Mashaba. So that's going to be blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba, MASHAHBA, right? The OG. All right. We have Priest Mashaba on there. We also have Banabah is going to be on there. We have Tazapah. We have a lot of great men still teaching this truth, man, in sincerity, right? No, literally, giving you some meat, giving you some needed health, some needed nutrition for your soul, so please check that out. Don't take it for granted. I think we said it last class, just in regards. No, you know what? That was class on Tuesday night, dealing with that famine of the word.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know when the famine of the word is going to happen, so you have to take advantage. What you got, Giselle?
WS out there to get Gamaliel honking a horn, but he don't have his number.
Oh, let me send this one right now. Let me see real quick. Gamaliel, there we go. WS outside. 1 second, family. WS is outside. I'm gonna say it again. If you can donate a van, we need it out here. We need it out here in Rochester. Get us a nice, van, paint it all black, put your emblem on it, swing through the neighborhoods, man. Pick up the people that need it. this wisdom, that knowledge. Let's do it here. There we go. Boom, boom. But yeah, she put that in the chat. Check that out. You know, it's a quick 30-minute video, 40-minute video. It was a classic. He did it a couple years ago, but you know, it'll shock your mind when you look at Disney shows. I was telling the brothers, Johanna, real quick, and sisters about the Hidden Truth Bible Show channel. Have you checked out Predators in Plain Sight?
Sound familiar, but...
Right. That was our video that we did on the Hidden Truth Bible Show. It's a video, but you know, Kazaki goes in and just showing like a documentary style in regards to pedophilia, in regards to Jeffrey Epstein and his whole debacle, but leading up to Jeffrey Epstein, and showing how the elites are trying to bewitch our children. The elites are trying to now sexualize our children at a young age with Peter Pan with a full-on boner, right? Showing his what do you call it? Genitals, right? A lot Mickey Mouse, Sylvester the cat. Right? You know that, huh?
I seen the Mickey Mouse one.
Right. Think about that though. Even Barney. You know, I love you.
Really though?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I wouldn't put it past him.
That's Jake.
I know. Oh, Jake is Barney. Right. I wouldn't put it past him, man.
Oh, you know Blippy?
Okay, Blippy.
Nah,
he got put up on charges.
I take that off.
Blippy got put up on charges, huh?
Well, he's a dude from Jackass.
Oh, is he?
They used to do like put stuff up their butt and.
What's his name?
On Jackass, I don't remember.
His eyes be red.
Yeah.
Oh, Blippy. Oh, like he be coming off like he had a nice cold one before he got on the set.
Yeah, he got glasses on. I see the eyes, man. They
Right.
red, man.
Blippy be out there hitting lines before the set.
He probably do.
Yeah, you know, but again, that's the reason why we have these videos. There's a lot of good videos, man. He did one on dealing with informants, right? You know, feds, you know, dealing with it's a lot on there. So please, and again, it's a documentary style. So it's not your straight up class, right? The common way that we teach. It's more of now, let's show you the facts. Let's bring some biblical scriptures in it with a little bit of narrative. It's nice, man. You know, it's made for a Sabbath night. You know, it's made for a Sabbath night. And again, we do these things so that brothers and sisters can continually be fed, you know. We try to stimulate the mind in different ways. So please check that out, all right? Again, if anybody wants any type of garments, as you see, we have the garments, the headbands. Please hit up the sisters at Israel Wear. Everything Israel Wear. They can make you something custom if you like a specific color. We have the metal work as well with Chosen Creations on Etsy. If you want the armbands, if you want the necklaces, if you want art, we have it all. You know, again, support your people. All right. So again, everything Israel Wear as well as Chosen Creations. This is as well how we support our school. All right. So we getting it out the mud, man. We getting it out the mud. All right. So hopefully brothers and sisters are on. All right. Do we have any questions? Do we have any questions in class, online? Because if not, we're going to go into this class. We're going to go into this class.
Oh, I do.
What you got?
On Sabbath days.
Yes.
As far as like cooking, I know that you can't actually cook and whatnot, light a fire.
Mm-hmm.
It mentions that, you know. But so like I was getting an understanding that you can heat stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not like you can cook, but you can cook it the night before, but heat it up.
Right. So cook it the night before, but heat it up. Right.
Heat it up.
See.
That was my point.
Right, and then we have to, and what I'll do, we're gonna do it like let's go there. Let's go to Leviticus 21, because we really got to understand what is the Sabbath, right? And what was the purpose? What was the purpose of the Most High now telling brothers, listen, you're not cooking in your habitation, right? Because was it really about not cooking? But we're gonna get into the scriptures to get understanding and edification, and just regard on what the Sabbath is. You see this? So let's go here real quick. Let's go into this. And then what I'll do, I'll send you a link as well to where the brother Quadazop went through the whole class. Because you want that whole full... We didn't touch it for you in the class?
I'm not sure.
It probably, I know Daniel, we got Daniel, but I'll send you the link. And it'll give you a lot more clear step by step. But I'm going to hit you on this main point in regards to the Sabbath. Right? You know, again, did the Most High now wanted to keep us in the house? Right? No work. You can't go nowhere. You can't, kindle no fire. That means you can't drive no vehicle. Don't bust no sweat trying to get your kids in the car. Right? Because that's work. right? You got to pick up this kid, change this diaper. You got some people that literally sit in their house, pee on themselves, don't move at all. Is this what the Lord wanted for Israel to smell like boo-boo on the Sabbath? While he's reading scriptures?
Or to let a mess and filth gather around you, because it was a brother that when he wouldn't move nowhere, he would just sit right there in that one chair. If he was eating something, like some chips or something, he would eat the chips and then just drop the bag on the floor because he didn't want to go take it to the trash because that's doing some type of work on the Sabbath. Yeah, it's not supposed to be that extreme.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on real quick.
Because I don't take out the trash, like throughout the Sabbath. Like I don't take it to the trash can.
Yeah, but and that's the same level that this brother was on. He went a little bit beyond that. He didn't even take the trash off the floor. He wouldn't take nothing to the trash can.
Right. We're gonna start here real quick. Leviticus chapter 23. Yeah, so again, we're gonna get some understanding, right? Get some understanding, get you on a few points to get a little bit clarity, right? Clarify the Sabbath. Let's read this, come on.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1.
Right, Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 1 in regards to the Sabbath. Go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses,
Come on.
saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord.
Concerning the what?
The feast of the Lord.
So as we read down, we're going to understand the Most High has given us now the feast days, right? Days that, what were we going to do on feast days? What were we going to do, y'all? Raise your hand.
Cook, drink.
Right? But more importantly, that's kind of getting there. We're going to eat.
God.
We're going to eat, fill our face. Yes, we're going to drink. We're going to cook, right? But in a feast day, you have to do what? You got to eat. You know, and this is the beauty of it, is that the Most High has now given us these days to come together, as we're going to read, to eat, right? To now break bread with each other, have some laughs, have a nice time together. Isn't it nice whenever you come together for dinner, some type of meal with a brother or a sister, right? What starts to happen? Conversations start to now come forth. Information now starts to be brought out that you might not have known about that person. So the Most High said that what you're about to read coming down are the feast days of the Lord. Go ahead.
Which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocation.
Right, so now this is going to be a holy convocation. As we read down, all these days, all these instances are a holy convocation. So now let's look up the word convocation real quick. Convocation. Convocation. Who has that? Somebody get that quickly. Holy convocation. But we have that point though, right, Johanna? That the feast day was what? Or that the Sabbath, or we're starting to read about the feast days, right? We're going to read about this chapter that goes into the feast days of the Lord. What you got, Marie?
The act of calling or assembling by summons.
There it is. The act of calling or assembling by a summons. So what we're about to read, these feast days, was a summons from the Lord given by Moses. Y'all see this? But we want to go now into, well, what is a summons? Is this a suggestion? Is this now something that is optional? So let's understand the definition of summons now, because we know convocation is what? Read it one more time. That convocation was
the act of calling.
The act of calling
Or assembling.
or assembling
By summons.
by a summons. You see that? So we're coming together now by a summons. So what is the definition of summons? Come on. Oh yeah, summons. What you got?
It says to call, cite, or notify by authority to appear at a place specified.
You hear that? So authority is now calling you and telling you to meet up here this day, this time. But remember the word what? Authority. But who's the authority by? Who's the authoritative figure now giving this command? The Most High. Through Moses, because we know that's how the Most High would now communicate with Israel. Through his ministers, through his prophets, through Moses, through Aaron. So now this summons was an order by the Lord that Israel was going to show up. Y'all see that? Very important. So We're reading the feast days that are now required of Israel to be there. So now let's see what's some of these feast days. Go ahead.
Verse 3.
Come on.
6 days shall work be done.
Read.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath day of rest.
So the 6th day, we're working. We're going to do our own thing. We're tilling our ground. We're working a 9 to 5. We may be out there dealing with the ox, plowing the yard. We may be selling some things here and there. We have our own businesses. But that 7th day, mind you, remember, we weren't occupied. We were now living freely on the land. Right? The Most High redeemed us out of Israel. We're flowing with milk and honey. We're moving and grooving. But on that 7th day, the Lord said, no work was going to be done. It was going to be the Sabbath of rest. Read that one more time.
6 days shall work be done.
Come on.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
Right. Y'all see that? But the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest. Go ahead.
In holy convocation.
A what?
In holy convocation.
A holy convocation. But that was the point, though. The first feast day is speaking of is what? The Sabbath day. So you mean to tell me the Most High wants us to eat cold cuts on the Sabbath day? Hold on, we speaking about Israel, where the priest has some oil and some meat in them pans, man, a little flour on it. So you mean to tell me now the Most High want Israel to now have some mac salad, oranges, tangerines, bananas on this day that we worked the whole week, and now we're coming together? Please, man, you know black folks ain't doing that. Our people's not doing that. We understand that the Sabbath day was the day we all came together, right? And feasted and ate and dined together. You see this? You know, we got to really understand, well, what was the Most High saying when it came to that eating? Read that one more time, that verse 3.
Verse 3.
Come on.
6 days shall work be done.
Go ahead.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath day of rest.
But the what?
The 7th day is the Sabbath day of rest.
Right, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, right? And you were speaking about what? In regards to that kindling the fire. We're going to go to Exodus. Go to Exodus 35. Exodus 35. Right? But we got that out the way in regards to what? The Sabbath day being a feast day. Right? What was the Most High trying to get through to Israel? Right? When you really go into the understanding. What was he trying? There was not going to be any excuses for Israel not to do what? Not to come around. You know, and this is the problem with Israel. We always make excuses of why not to come. Y'all see this? Oh, man, you know what? The babies ain't ate yet. Right? Oh, man, you know what? I forgot I was going to prep. I ain't going to be able to make it. You know, I was getting ready for the week ahead. Right? The Most High said, listen, you're not going to kindle any fire. Let's read where we at. Come on.
Exodus chapter 35, verse 1.
Come on.
And Moses gathered.
You do verse 3.
Verse 3.
Come on.
Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day.
Right. You know what? Just drop. Yeah, go to 1 on down. Let's read that.
Verse 1?
Yeah.
Verse 1. And Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together.
Go ahead.
And said unto them, these are the words which the Lord hath commanded, that ye should do them.
Right.
6 days shall work be done.
Go ahead.
But on the 7th day there shall be to you an holy day.
Come on.
A Sabbath of rest
Go
to
ahead.
The Lord.
Read.
Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death.
Right. So anybody that does work, when you want to do your own thing, you're going to be what? Put to death. But let's think about it. Doesn't it take work to cook? So again, the Sabbath day was a feast day. So you mean tell me people's going to be put to death for now cooking at the holy convocation? When we come together and eat together, people are going to be put to death? I'm going to show you something. Let's keep reading. Come on.
Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations.
Ye shall do what?
Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations.
Read.
Upon the Sabbath day.
The scripture says, ye shall not kindle a fire. You get somebody at the door? If you can get that, please, Daniel. Let Daniel get it. Right? It says in your habitation. Does it say all habitation? It says your habitation. The Most High says you're not going to sit up in your house now and go ahead and have some egg foo young, right, that you had last night, right, and sit back with your feet up, everybody over at the congregation. No. You're going to come where everybody's at. You see this? You had 6 days to do all of that. You're going to now come together with your people and eat and grub. You see this? Let's read it one more time. Come on.
Verse 3.
Read.
Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day.
Right, upon the Sabbath day. But now let's get into this definition of habitation. I'm going to show you. Let's get into this definition of habitation. It's going to make sense. Right? Because again, did the Most High want Israel? Let's say a man didn't, cook or prepare. So now he's supposed to just go hungry? Is he? Think about it, because that goes, even further in. When you deal with no labor, no buying or selling, right? Brothers say we can't buy or sell. So you mean to tell me when your car is on E, you can't go get some gas? Your rib forgot to put gas in the vehicle. Now you ain't got no gas. She forgot to give the baby some juice. He thirsty. So now we can't buy juice now for the baby. We gotta bring all these instances out. Life ain't perfect, right? But is it now the Most High want us to suffer because these small things were messed up or lacking? Somebody didn't think through the day? No. But I'm going to show you, right, and understand the spirit of what the Most High was doing when he gave us the laws. Listen, you're not going to cook. You're not going to work because you have no excuse why not to come around. I mean, think about it. Look at our people today. When it's the Sabbath, where are you at? I got other obligations because the Sabbath ain't important. You see this? So when you read the law, the Most High did what? He cut all excuses. You're not going to be at the house cleaning up. You could have did that 6 days. You see that? Right. But, look at brothers here. In this lifetime, in this captivity, in our current situation, you got brothers that got to work 7 days a week, right? Some brothers work 7 days a week out just to make rent. Right? Just to make rent. This is the condition that we're in. We had it lovely. We had it where we were free. We were able now to do what? Worship the Lord at ease. But now, because of our disobedience, look at us now. Oh, it's more of a fight. It's more of a fight. But in regards to this cooking and your habitation, you don't think the Most High wants your stomach to be full before you come to Sabbath class? I'm not saying you got to eat. You don't have to. But is it wrong now to eat before you come to Sabbath class? Let's think about that. Because as we're reading, the point was holy convocation. You're going to come where I need you to be. There's not going to be an excuse. But let me show you something. Let me give you a little bit of balance, right? Let me give you a little bit of balance. You read that, right? Let's read that one more time. Exodus 35 and verse 3.
Exodus chapter 35, verse 3.
Right?
Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitation.
You shall do what?
Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitation.
Now here's a question. Was this only to the 9.5 tribe, or was this only to the 2.5 tribe? Who was this given to?
Children of Israel. Children
of Israel, right? So let's go here. Let's go to Matthew's real quick. I'm gonna bring up this point with Yahushua, right? Let's go to Matthew's 10. Let's go to Matthew's 10. Oh, no, is it Matthew's? 12. Matthew's 12. Let's go to Matthew's 12. There it is. Let's go to Matthew's 12. Right? And I'm going to pose a question. Just in regards to the question, right? Because we're understanding the Sabbath day is a feast day. Right? The feast day was a day that was ordered and summons the brothers and sisters to come. Right? Thou shalt not kindle a fire in your habitation. Your habitation. Right? Let's read this though.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 11.
No. Matthew chapter 12 in verse 1.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 1. At that time, Jesus went on the Sabbath day.
Go ahead.
Through the corn, and his disciples were and hungry.
So think about it. This is on the Sabbath day. The narrative is set. The scene is in action on the Sabbath day. And it said, who was a hunger?
His disciples.
His what?
His disciples.
So we know that Christ and his disciples are doing what? They're doing the work of the Lord. They ain't out there at the strip club at 4 o'clock in the morning on a Sabbath morning. They ain't out there on Child Street, Hudson, selling bags. Get your 2 for 10, 3 for 30. They weren't doing that. They were doing what? They were doing the work of the Lord. Sometimes that they forgot to eat when you go to the scriptures. They forgot to eat sometimes. Yahweh Shai said, listen, let's get back here and rest and let's eat.
On the Sabbath day.
Well, the situation I'm talking about now wasn't the Sabbath. But as we're reading here, this is the Sabbath though.
Right.
And this point is what? Is that the stage is set, the Sabbath, and they're hungry. Because this is a question. Well, obviously it sounds like what? They didn't prepare them a turkey sandwich, man. They didn't prepare them a turkey sandwich, chips on the side with some tangerines out. They didn't get them no coconut. They didn't have no lunchbox with them. You see this? So it says that they were hungry. Go ahead.
And began
right
to pluck the ears.
So now they began to do what? Pluck the ears. If you don't know how corn it grows on a stalk, and you got to rip it off that ear, pop that thing off the bottom. A lot of y'all ain't even ever shoved no corns, have you? Oh, y'all don't know the work. If you shove some corn, right? Put a 7 in the chat. It's work. You got barrels and crates of that. You got to pop that off. Then you got to take off all the skin, the little frizzy hair. That thing dries, I don't know what. Maybe in the ancient days, a lot more juicier. You know?
I got some in my freezer right now.
Look at that. Oh, straight from the stock? Look at that. That's real country living. But still, they took it off. It wasn't just so easy where they could take it off and bite. No, they had to take that off, pull off the skin of it, the layers, till they get down to the corn, right? But it says that they were hungered, and they began to pluck the ears of corn, read.
And to eat.
And to do what?
To eat.
But it took them some work to get that off, huh? They didn't prepare that. You see this? Or is it because they ain't put no heat to it, they good to go? They good to go. The scene is set, right? Let's read. Come on.
But when the Pharisees saw.
So now the Pharisees, mind you, we on a Sabbath day. Pharisees, why are you looking at Yahweh Shai? Where you at, man? Huh? Which y'all was on a recon mission? Sneaking around? Feds? Right? When the Pharisees saw it, go ahead.
They said unto him.
They did what?
They said unto him.
Come on.
Behold, thy disciples do that which is not lawful to do.
Right, because we know what? You're not going to kindle a fire. You weren't going to put any work. You weren't going to do any work. Mind you, you're talking about eating. But they out in the field, hungered, got them some of that corn. Right? Now the Pharisees are saying, listen, what your disciples are doing are unlawful according to the law. You see this? This is Christ now.
Right.
He gave us the law. You think he's slipping up now? Pharisees trying to check him. Why they eating like that on the Sabbath, man? They ain't bring him a little to-go bag, brown bag, right? Go ahead.
Thy disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Sabbath day.
Right, you hear that? Go ahead.
But he said unto them.
Now Yahweh Shai responds to the Pharisees with this. Go ahead.
Have ye not read what David did?
Y'all must not understand the Spirit of the Lord. You must ain't read what happened when David did what? Go ahead.
When he wasn't hungry, and they that were with him.
So now David was hungry, right? So Yahweh Shai is now giving an example. You must have read through the scriptures previous examples to give you understanding of what I'm doing now. He's checking the Pharisees. You don't know what you're talking about. Because was it meant not to eat at all? Or was it meant not to eat by yourself in your home away from everybody else? According to the law. Right? 7 days, 6 days you work, 7 days you're going to be free. It's a holy convocation. Be amongst your brothers. But he's bringing up an example with David. When they were hungered. And what did David do when him and his men were hungry? Go ahead.
How he entered into the house of God.
First off, that was a sin there. He wasn't supposed to enter into the house of the Lord. It was only the Levites had permission. So David was already what? At fault. Right there. Coming into the house of the Lord. Go ahead.
And did eat.
And did what?
And did eat.
Go ahead.
The shewbread.
The what?
The shewbread.
Right, the showbread. The showbread was now in what? I believe it was in the holy of holies, right? And then you have the most holy of holies, to where the high priest only went to. So now David is what? He's now touching an unmanned territory where he ain't supposed to be at. He touching food that wasn't designated for him. But Yahushua is using this as an example. Y'all see this?
God.
Why? Because was it really about brothers not being able to eat when they're hungry doing the work of the Lord? Doing the will of the Lord? We got to ask ourselves. Read that one more time. Come on.
How he entered into the house of God.
Come on.
And did eat the showbread.
Right.
Which was not lawful for him to eat.
You see that? It wasn't lawful for him to eat, but did David get struck down? Did David now get checked? Listen, brother, spit that out. Spit it out, brother. That ain't yours. We taking you to court. Right? No, why? Because the Most High, you running from your enemies, man, get you something to eat, man. We know, yes, there's law and order, but we're seeing that the Spirit of the Lord, it was trying to teach Israel how to do what? How to deny being solo dolo, by yourself, as a lot of our people are, and you're going to gather together. You see this? But the point still is that Yahushua is using David's example to show that even though it was unlawful, he was blameless in doing it. He was blameless in doing it. Y'all see this?
God.
Technically, we're working on the Sabbath. When we come here and teach, get our books, and then we go out there and street speak and take the speakers down, take all the cords, get on up there, sweating at 2 o'clock on Clinton Ave, going to work. That wasn't what the Sabbath was about. We were supposed to have a holy convocation, like it was a feast day. When we have a feast day, are you out there working? You out there sitting back, relaxing, enjoying kids, family, brothers and sisters, some good food, a little bit of yayan. That's wine in Hebrew. You see this? But it's going to make a lot more sense as you read down, but I got a question with this. So it says that David ate the showbread. Go ahead.
Which was not lawful for him to eat.
Come on.
Neither for them which were with him.
Right, read.
But only for the priest. Or have ye not read in the law?
Go ahead.
How that on the Sabbath day.
How on the what?
Sabbath day.
Read.
The priest in the temple profaned the Sabbath.
Wait a minute. The priest did what?
Profaned the Sabbath.
It says the priest profaned the Sabbath. The priest profaned the Sabbath. Read.
And are blameless.
And are what?
Blameless.
Hold on. They transgressed, profaned the Sabbath, but now they're what?
Blameless.
Now the question is, how did they profane the Sabbath, Johanna? How did the priests, the Levites, profane the Sabbath? Come on, Trey, tell me. How did the priests profane the Sabbath? Those brothers and sisters online, what Yahushua is dropping, please let me know how the Pharisees, the Levites, the priests profaned the Sabbath.
Is that how they let David in?
No. Remember, this is a different story.
Y'all know what profaning?
No, that's what I was looking at right now.
There it is.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Oh, go ahead. All right.
So profane, definition: to treat something sacred with abuse, ill reverence.
Look, ooh, ill reverence. How did the priests ill reverence their duty? How? How did the priests profane their duty?
By eating?
By what?
By eating?
Okay, you say by eating. Okay. How you know they ate though?
Like you talking about the disciples, right? Or,
No, right. Well, yes. Well, now the Pharisees is looking at the disciples eating, right?
mm-hmm.
But Yahushua, Christ is posing a question now to the Pharisees, saying, the Levite priests, he's talking about ancient days, then at the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Moses' time, even at that time, there were still Levite priests, right?
Uh-huh.
He's saying how the Levite priests profaned on the Sabbath. and it says, and were blameless. So it's not speaking about his disciples. He's talking about the Levite priests. Huh?
Past tense, basically.
Yeah.
Is that what when they were sacrificing unclean animals?
No. So check this out. So let's read it one more time to get clarity. So let's read down. Read it one more time, W. Read verse 4. Verse 5.
Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Or have ye not read
Right.
in the law how that on the Sabbath days
Right.
the priests and the temple
Go ahead.
profane the Sabbath
So on the Sabbath day they profaned the Sabbath. Read.
and are blameless?
But they were blameless though. That was the point. I know you know. I know you know, Dan. Come on, man. We done went into this a little bit, right? But how did they profane the Sabbath and were blameless, faultless? How did they now, it says profane is what again?
To treat something sacred with abuse
Right.
or irreverence.
Yeah, they abusing the Lord's duties. They profaned the Sabbath but were blameless. That means faultless. So what did they do? W, we know you know. You got a point to say. We know you know, brother. I want the brothers to think. I want brothers and sisters online. Y'all ain't answering.
If they're blameless, I mean, like, they were doing the work of the Lord.
Okay. But how did they profane it though? How did they profane
Is that the showbread?
the showbread? No.
No.
Remember, the showbread is dealing with David.
Oh, okay.
Remember, they can eat the priests can eat the showbread. That's not that didn't profane the Sabbath. That's lawful.
Okay.
But what did they do to profane it? I want the medullas to be working. You know how they profaned it? Let's go to Ezekiel 45 and 7. Let's go to Ezekiel 45 and 7. We're gonna go there too. I'm gonna show you how the priests profaned the Sabbath and were blameless. Y'all see this? How the priests profaned the Sabbath and were blameless. This all ties right back into what? Can you eat or cook on the Sabbath? Right? It all ties all back in Ezekiel 45. Let me know when everybody has it. Ezekiel 45 and verse, what did I say, 17, right?
Says 7.
7. No, 17. Let's read this.
Ezekiel chapter 45, verse 17.
Go ahead.
And it shall be the prince's part to give burnt offerings.
To do what?
To give burnt offerings.
Go ahead.
And meat offerings.
So it was now the prince's part to give burnt offerings. Now remember, the prince came to the priest to give their offerings. So the prince was now the leader of each tribe. We read this in last Sabbath class, right? Saturday. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
So right, they brought all the offerings. So now they bring it. Now it's starting to link up, right? So now they're bringing their offerings to give to who? The priests. Remember, the priests are the ones that do the offering. It wasn't going to be Saul. You're slipping, Saul. Right? You forcing things. The priests are going to give it to the Levites to now do burnt offerings. What else?
And
go ahead.
Drink offerings.
And drink offerings. I want y'all to, it's gonna tie in. And drink offerings. Go ahead.
And the feast.
And the feast, read.
And in the new moon.
And in the new moons, read.
And in the Sabbath.
And in the what?
Sabbath.
Because why? The priests were active on the Sabbath days as well, giving what? Burnt offerings. Not only were they kindling fire, they were working. It takes work to now get this animal up to the point to where it has to now be sacrificed. It takes work now to spread the blood upon the altar, leak out the blood on the bottom of the altar, to put the exact meat on top of the altar. It's work.
Dress it, cut up the meat, to dress it, to cut up the meat, to take out the entrails. Like, it's a whole process to prepping meat.
Right.
To before it gets to the plate, because they didn't just burn it to a crisp, the whole lamb up there and just burn it to a crisp. That food was ate.
Right. So now we're starting to understand how it says that the priests profaned the Sabbath but were blameless. Why? The law says that there wasn't going to be any work done on the Sabbath, y'all. But what did the priests have to do? They had to put in some work for the nation. So you mean to tell me on the Sabbath day, burnt offerings are done? It's a party? Nah. There still was work to be done. Y'all see this? So I want y'all to read that again because it's giving you a specific understanding of when these burnt offerings were being given. They were given in the new moons. They were given in feast days. They were given in Sabbaths. Y'all see that? I got more scriptures to edify that. You had a question, Clyde?
Yeah, no, just to be clear, so when they did these offerings and stuff, they always ate the food? It wasn't just they were just burning it?
It depends on what portion. It depends on what offering it was. Yes, the priest did eat.
Okay, so it wasn't on every offering?
No.
Okay.
But there was portions of the offering. The burnt offering was given to the priest.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's keep reading. Come on.
And all solemnities
Right?
of the house of Israel,
Go ahead.
he shall prepare the sin offering.
He shall do what?
Prepare the sin offering.
Go ahead.
And the meat offering.
Read.
And the burnt offering.
Come on.
And the peace offerings. To make reconciliation.
To make what?
Reconciliation.
The priest was still working to now bring forth forgiveness and reconciliation, right? To mend someone's wrongdoing every day of the week. Go ahead.
For the house of Israel.
But by how? The priests were the ones doing this. Y'all see that? So this is why now Yahushua is using that example of how the priests profane the Sabbath, but are blameless. Right. Now let's keep going. Let's go to verse chapter 46. Move on over. Ezekiel 46 and verse 4. To get more specific understanding of what the priest did on the Sabbath day to have them now what? It says profane. Because the law says what? There wasn't going to be any work done therein on the Sabbath day. Y'all see this? Let's read this. Come on.
Ezekiel chapter 46, verse 4.
Read.
And the burnt offering that the prince shall offer unto the Lord. And the Sabbath day.
In the what?
And the Sabbath day.
No. At the end of the Sabbath day.
And the Sabbath day.
Y'all hear this? The prince is now giving the offering during the Sabbath day. But it says kindle not a fire. There should not be no work done. Does that mean the work of the Lord is taking a rest? The angels taking a break? Satan go ahead and calms down? Hell no. The work of the Lord still keeps going. This is why Yahushua said, you must ain't got the understanding, brothers, that it's lawful to eat and maintain our bodies on the Sabbath day. Now, should now me cooking affect me being at Sabbath? Heck no. That ain't no excuse. That's why the man picking the sticks was put to death. You remember that story? The man picking sticks? Oh, we got to go into that for you then. Okay. Well, let's keep reading. Come on, I'm going to show you.
Shall be 6 lambs without blemish.
Right, so we know that it's speaking about the priest now sacrificing on the Sabbath day. Y'all get this, right? Go ahead.
And a ram without blemish.
Come on.
And the meat offering shall be an ephah for a ram.
Right, which is obviously a weight. Go ahead.
And the meat offering for the lambs, as he shall be able to give, and an hin of oil to an ephah.
Right, but we're seeing the point though, right? The priests are actually doing work on the Sabbath day. Right. And this is just now doing what is connecting Yahushua's point and how they profaned it by working, by sacrificing. Y'all see this? But it says they were what? Remember that word. What did it say they were? Blameless. Y'all see this?
Oh, can I add one thing? Go ahead. Just to let y'all know, if y'all haven't even thought about it yet, the priests are doing all this work sacrificing the animals, right? But how did the animals get there?
Yep.
They got to herd them all together. Come on. Get them all together, herd them all together, start walking them up to the altar wherever we're having the Sabbath at. That's work too. But it wasn't for their own benefit. It wasn't just they just doing their own thing. Like the example of the man that was picking sticks. But we're going to go to that, right?
We're definitely going to go there. Yeah, we definitely going to go there. Because that's the point to everything that we're speaking about in its totality is that the Sabbath was for us to come together. You see this? It was a feast day meant to do what? Celebrate. The Most High giving us a day to do what? First off, give him thanks. But second of all, be around brothers and sisters. That's why it was a holy convocation, a summons by an authoritative individual figure. Yes?
So on the part where Yahushua and the corn, I be a little confused. So is it pointing out the part that they were hungry or they were gathered together, the disciples and him?
No, the point was that they went and picked the corn to eat.
Because they were hungry.
Yes. But the scripture says that you're not supposed to do no work. That's servile work. Picking corn, that's servile work. And then eating now? That ain't it. What are y'all doing? You're supposed to be over at the temple. You see this? That they were working.
So in other words, they were wrong.
In the Pharisees' eyes. In the Pharisees' eyes, they were wrong. This is why Yahushua is saying, now he's checking them with the examples that we're not wrong by eating, by being able to pick by going to a store, getting something to eat. Oh, you need 10 shekels? There goes 10 shekels. Let me get that real quick so I can get replenished and get back to this work.
That's a sin.
That's not a sin.
That's not a sin.
It's not a sin. That's the point. And you know, it goes a little bit more in detail of, well, then you got to show me where it's unlawful in the law to buy or sell on the Sabbath.
Well, I thought that was in what Nehemiah was talking about.
Now, is Nehemiah dropping law, or is he now giving instructions now how to maintain the Sabbath and not be influenced by these nations? It wasn't a law. It was more of like it's like this, right? When brothers give counsel with brothers and sisters with situations that they're dealing with to get a better outcome. Is that law, or is that just counsel and guidance? Yeah, we know the law was what? That was Exodus chapter 20 on down. Nehemiah wasn't coming with anything new. You see this?
Right.
You know, and again, that's why I'm gonna say it again, is that class, it'll give more understanding. And I'll touch a little bit of it for you. I'm gonna touch it. Yes.
So why wasn't Yahushua gathered together?
The point is this: he was gathered. They were doing the work of the Lord. Remember, he's with his disciples. But I said it. The scene was set. Yahushua knew exactly what he was doing. You see this? But not only that, Yahushua was giving us the understanding about the law, even during this point. It was meant to happen. Y'all see this? Remember, Yahushua was in the temple. We can pull the scriptures. Give me that. Where Yahushua was in the temple on the Sabbath day teaching. He does that. But that's like brothers seeing us out in the streets. We may hit the bodega real quick. Get us a quick sandwich before we now hit street speaking. We just did a 7-hour class. But now that we hungry. Let's get some. We got to go get a little pizza. No pizza. Salad.
But wasn't it like throwing stuff at him on Sabbath?
Say that
They
again.
were like throwing stuff at him though.
You got to show me the story.
You talking about when Christ went into the synagogue and there was the exchanges of money and he started whipping the animals out.
That wasn't on the Sabbath day?
Yeah, it was on the Sabbath, but
Yeah.
it's the same thing of like Nehemiah's time.
Mm-hmm.
They were abusing it.
Mm-hmm.
They changed, instead of, let's say like right here in the place of worship, in the temple, in the sanctuary of the school,
Right.
we got like we like over here selling necklaces right here, and then this dude, he trying to get you to come over to his desk and buy a shirt, and then they selling chains, right? The sisters selling chains, and then some other sisters are selling fringes, like all right in the middle of class, like all right here, because this is where we have class. We don't do nothing but have class right here, right? Or feast days, we come and get together, eat, have some music playing.
Right.
But other than that, that's all we do right here. So back then, they were doing extracurricular things in the sanctuary. And he's like, nah, y'all out of line.
Where we at right now?
We just finished Ezekiel 46 and 4 through 5.
Right. Let's go to Leviticus 6 real quick, just on this point. Just to keep kind of hitting this point in regards to how the priests profaned it but were blameless. Right? They were blameless. But that's why I said it, though. So you mean to tell me you got a situation that pops up on the Sabbath, your tire's flat, you just going to leave your tire on the side of the road? Or you going to pay that tow man to go get your stuff and move it?
I gotta do what I gotta do, right?
I mean, let me know. Or let's say this. Let's say again, the car needs gas. Man, the rib didn't put gas in the car. Then you know what? I'm gonna have to just listen. Come pick me up with the other car. We just gotta leave it here now.
Oh no, I got one. This is one part of I've used.
Which one?
Let's say your mama fall down the stairs on the Sabbath day.
Right. Right.
You go be like, oh shoot.
I can't pick you up.
I can't pick you up, Mom. We're gonna have to wait till sundown.
That's work.
Okay. Right.
Why? That's work. I can't sweat. No. You gonna take me away from these scriptures, right? That's not what the Most High intended for Israel, right? And that's what we gotta really understand. Yes.
Wasn't it something like the Israelites went against Yahweh Shai saying he was doing miracles on Sabbath, so he was breaking the laws?
Come on, think about that. But and yes, the Pharisees said that. Now you doing miracles on the Sabbath. That's unlawful. Think about this, right? But it shows you the spirit in these men that didn't fully understand the law and what it was bringing to Israel. You see this? And that's why we got to kind of go a little bit more in detail to show you that, was it about not eating? Was it about not helping your people? No, it was about all those things. We can do that. The Sabbath is a feast day. What you got?
I got a point on what you was talking about work.
Okay, go ahead. What you got?
It's about thinking. It says, while the brain represents just 2% of a person's total body weight,
Go ahead.
it accounts for 20% of the body's energy use. During a typical day, a person uses about 320 calories just to think. So you're doing work thinking.
Look at that.
So is we not supposed to think on a Sabbath day?
I mean, it can get like that. We can get real stupid with it.
God.
No work. I can't drive nowhere. You said no work. I'm just gonna sit here. Israel gonna do that. They're gonna find any loophole to get out of being around, because I'm an introvert, especially new cats coming to the truth. I'm an introvert. I don't need to be around. I can just watch online. And you 2 steps away from the building. Right? Come on, now. The Most High knew the character, the characteristics of Israel. We are characters, We are high cappers. Brothers got high diplomacy in Captain Academy, Yeah, I stubbed my toe, and that's the toe the gas pushes on. I ain't gonna be able to come to class. Okay, all right, bro. You really can't, nah. Okay, all right. Right? The Most High was cutting off all excuses. But again, we got to ask ourselves, why is Yahweh Shai using these examples of what these men did on the Sabbath day that would cause us to be found profaned or transgressing the law? Because the Most High was trying to get Israel to do what? You're going to come together. Stop acting ignorant. Stop being rebellious. Do what I tell you to do and don't make no excuse. He's not saying don't eat nothing because you ain't prepared. Now you got to have a fast on the high holy day? On a holy day, holy convocation? Come on.
So like cutting the lawn and stuff, that's considered outside the Sabbath.
And we gonna go into that. Yes. Right. That's your own work. Like I'm not here on the Sabbath now, and mind you, again, we're in regards to the law. We know you got some brothers out that they got jobs and they gotta work on the Sabbath. What they gonna do? The lights gonna be off? Right. What I'm gonna tell them? The Lord gonna listen, I pray to the Lord, He gonna get that. Yes, you can say that. But we got to understand what the Most High put us underneath. It says that with the sweat of our brow, we got to put in work where we're at. Now, is that work on the Sabbath? Is that extra money? Right? Is that you trying to, you already got rent, you got a little dough. Is this now extra? Well, you got to understand that the Most High, listen, he first off, He gave you the opportunity to get the job. You're not going to show Him some respect and love to come to the Sabbath? Because when you start dealing with, extra, that's now your own filthy lucre, right? When you should be giving that day, you worked all week. Come on, man. You worked all week. You can't give now the Sabbath to the Most High. That's where the Most High got a problem at, but we're going to show that at the end. I got you. Yes.
Because jobs will do that. You'll work
Monday
through Friday.
Right. Jobs will get you. Listen, that's when you get the double time. Mm-hmm. You get double time on Saturday, on the Sabbath, Yep. Start Friday sundown till Saturday sundown. They got you on a double-double. Yeah, the only double-double we can get you, Regina, is going to be on the Sabbath. Friday and Saturday, sis. Like, what? You a demon. But that's how they do it, though. You see this, but you have some people set up, and mind you, I'm not saying that you can't go find a job to allow you to get off on the Sabbath. Please do. But you see how especially the wage of jobs are now? The wages, I think minimum wage out here is what?
$14.20.
That ain't bad. I listen, if I was here, I used to get paid $5.25, so 14 sounds good to me.
Yeah, $5.25.
That ain't, bro. Listen, $12? Hey, I'm an old school cat. You know what I mean? You know, but still, we got to ask ourselves, why is the Most High, why is Yahushua giving us this example of how these men were working and eating on the Sabbath? Because these are the things that the Pharisees is now looking at. You trying to pick apart the law, talking about eating and cooking, but what are we doing? We're healing. We're going right back to the temple. We actually going over here to have a lesson. You see this? You coming into Sabbath class with food. Why you buy that? I eaten all night. I'm here for class. No, So now me being class, I'm just defiled in class now? Come on now. We got to really understand the spirit that Yahushua is showing us here. What are you doing? You see this? Drop that. Go to Leviticus. Or what did I call?
Leviticus 6.
Go to Leviticus 6. Leviticus chapter 6.
Done.
Leviticus chapter 6. And Gamaliel, you got to be a little bit more clear with your question. You said when Yahushua went by himself in places. You mean whenever he went to go pray? Give me a little bit more understanding on your question, Ak. What was Christ doing when he went to certain places by himself? Give me the book, chapter, and verse so I can read and understand more what you're saying. Where you at, Ak?
Leviticus chapter 6 and verse 1.
Yeah, Leviticus 6 and 1. Come on.
And the Lord spake unto Moses,
Read.
saying, if a soul sin.
Now go to Leviticus chapter 6 and verse 9.
Verse 9.
Yep.
Command Aaron.
Come on.
And his sons.
Read.
Saying, this is the law of the burnt offering.
Of the burnt offering. Go ahead.
It is the burnt offering because of the burning upon the altar all night until the morning.
Read.
And the fire of the altar shall be burning in it.
And the what?
Fire of the altar shall be burning in it.
Go ahead.
And the priest shall put on his linen garment.
But y'all got to hear the point, though. It says that this burning was going to be all night and all day. It was never going to go out. Y'all hear this? This is the law of the burnt offering. It is the burnt offering of the Lord, right? It is the burnt offering because of the burnt offering upon the altar all night unto the morning. And the fire of the altar shall be burning in it, even on the Sabbath day.
God.
I want y'all to get this. Y'all hear this?
God.
But now we're starting to understand how the priests profaned the Sabbath, but were what? Blameless according to the law. They had that fire lit and they were continually doing work. You see that?
God.
Go ahead.
Verse 10.
Come on.
And the priest shall put on his linen garment.
Right.
And his linen breeches.
Read.
Shall he put upon his flesh.
Go ahead.
And take up the ashes which the fire hath consumed.
Hold on, he gonna do what?
Take up the ashes which the fire hath consumed.
But I thought we didn't do no work on the Sabbath though. Now you gotta pick up the ashes. Hold on, knock you off. Stop, Bob, stop! Don't do that. You sweating. Linen. Hold on. You got your linen garment messed up, huh? Nah, go repent, Go repent, brother. No, it was lawful. It was right in the eyes of the Lord to do this work. Go ahead.
With the burnt offering on the altar, and he shall put them beside the altar, and he shall put off his garments and put on other garments.
Right. Look at this. He had to do what?
And he shall put off his garments.
Come on.
And put on other garments.
Read.
And carry forth the ashes.
Do y'all hear this? These men are working every day, 7 days a week. There was no day off. Well, yes, they had their rotations. But as we see, the work of the Lord had no day off. Y'all hear this? Go ahead.
And he shall put off his garment.
Come on.
And put on other garments.
Read.
And carry forth the ashes without the camp unto a clean place.
Read verse 12. All the way down to 13.
And the fire upon the altar shall be burning in it, It shall not be put out.
It shall what?
It shall not be put out.
You hear this? Go ahead.
And the priest shall burn wood on it.
But how do you justify this though? How do you justify it? Because this is work that they're doing even on the Sabbath.
But it's for the Lord, the Most High, right? So.
And we're going to get into that. Yes. This is the beauty in it though. You see this?
Yep.
Because a lot of our brothers and sisters, what do? On the Sabbath day? They going to the mall, right? They going to the mall. We're going to do what? We're going to turn up family day. It ain't no going through the scriptures. It ain't no going through Torah. It ain't no, let's go through the Sabbath prayers. Let's give the Most High thanks. Let's come together. Think about how Sabbath service, and here is. Everybody's saying something. Everybody's talking. We laughing. We getting points out. We're learning. That's what the Most High wanted. You see that? Go ahead.
And the priest shall burn wood on it every morning.
Right, go ahead.
And lay the burnt offering in order upon it.
But this is every morning too. That burnt offering going to be on top. Y'all see this? And we got to take it slow because you have to really understand the spirit of what Yahushua was bringing to brothers and sisters in our understanding with the law. Y'all see this? The law wasn't meant for us to starve now on the Sabbath day. You see that? All right, and we'll get to the scripture, but keep reading. Come on.
And he shall burn thereon,
right,
the fat of the peace offering. The fire shall ever be burning,
right,
upon the altar. It shall never go out.
Right. You see that? It shall never go out. But the point was, in regards to the holy convocation, I'm going to give you the scripture. Go to
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25.
Yeah, Hebrews 10 and 25. Right? But we see this, right? In regards to this work, in regards to what Yahushua, we're still going to go back to that Matthew 12. And how Yahushua said that the priests were blameless. Listen, David was blameless when he went and ate the showbread. That was against the law. Was David doing anything wicked? No, he was parched. He was hungry. His men were hungry. They were running from their enemies. Most I don't want you out here just dried up. They got food in there. I got to stay on the outside, man. You seeing this? Come on, the Most High is not unjust. He's not unjust. It's different if, yes, now our buying and selling is for our own profit. Right? Again, I'm going to the casino on the Sabbath. I'm trying to, listen, you know what? Listen, I'm about to flip something for the Lord.
So it's like what you buying. Pretty much what you're buying.
It's really, I'm going to say this is what you're doing. What you're doing, huh?
Where you're at.
That's the point. What are you doing? Are you getting the Sabbath class? Are you even going? Did you do the excuse? You see that? You might have to get things. Think about it. Let's say we have some coals maybe out. We might have to go run and get some coals for Sabbath service on a Sabbath day. You see this?
Because I remember you mentioned like getting like coffee before you come to the Sabbath.
Right.
Is that like?
Well, I think my coffee was probably at the house. Or what was it? You saw the Dunkins? Was it something?
Like say you wanted to go to Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay, right.
Just to grab a coffee before you come in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But it's the Sabbath day. Is
right.
That okay?
Yes. And we're going to explain it more. It's no different from what Yahushua was just explaining with the disciples. Right. But it's gonna be clear when we finish that Matthew 12 with Yahushua's statement, right? Gotcha. In regards to being blameless but why they were blameless, right? So let's read this real quick.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25.
Because the point was this side. Where are you at? What are you doing? Let's read.
Not forsaking the assembly.
Not doing what?
Not forsaking the assembly.
This is the problem that Yahweh had with Israel. We want to do our own thing. He gave us 6 days to do our work, to do our labor. But you mean to tell me the Sabbath day you can't come together? The feast days you can't come together? It's 365 so-called days in a year. Right? And you mean to tell me the days that I now sanctify for you, you can't show up, you won't give an excuse? It says do what?
Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together.
Right?
As the manner of some is.
As the manner of some is, because we have our people that do what? That want to separate themselves. That don't understand why the Most High was trying to bring Israel together. We don't even understand the benefit that comes through unity. That comes through getting out of your comfort zone and being around other people that can sharpen you, communicate, possibly heal you. Brothers and sisters cry about ailments. You cry about mental suffering, but you never give yourself the opportunity, like it said in Acts 2, on the day of Pentecost, when everybody was in the same mind, brothers would start doing what? They received tongues. They can now speak other languages. It said the Holy Spirit was in the building. We don't understand the power that comes in unification. Why do you think our people always want to be opposite? They want to be separate. Why? Because they don't want to be exposed. They don't want to talk. They don't want to come out of themselves. That's why a lot of brothers and sisters ain't healed. You're not understanding the significance of what unity does for our people. The Most High was trying to give us this example every chance he could in the scriptures. That's why he said, you're not going to work. You're not going to. Those are all excuses that our people can say. Damn, I had such and such to do. Mind you, we're talking about a nation of people that were not under oppression. We had the fatness of the land, huh? We had oxen we had the cows at our disposal. We had the turtle doves at our disposal. We had the houses. We had the servants. And listen, even let's say you had Israelites that were lower level status, where they were more of an indentured servant. They were working. It says that neither your slaves, your servants, your cows, your children, nothing was going to work. So there was no excuse. Oh man, I'm a little short on this and that. No, you good. You're not working. You see this? But why? They were going to be taken care of, man. See, Israel's not really understanding what the Most High was doing. It was about coming together. You see that? If you eating is going to cause you not to come together, that's a problem then. You might not want to eat. Stop eating so that ain't an excuse for you. Yeah, I'm over here at Golden Corral. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I got 3 more plates. I'm going to come through. Like, what? Most High not hearing that. That's why the priests were blameless. That's why David was blameless. They weren't doing nothing wicked. But a lot of our people try to do what? Separate themselves. Read it again. Come on.
Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together,
right?
As the manner of some is.
As the manner of some is, read.
But exhorting one another.
But doing what?
Exhorting one another.
Motivating, being around. That's the point of being around. You get to motivate, right? When brothers and sisters, you don't want to call up your elders on the phone. You don't want to make that phone call when the Spirit tells you to call, your husband tells you to call, brothers tell you to call, right? You don't want to make that phone. That's why you ain't getting motivated. You looking dried up like a prune. It's your fault, though. You choose not to be exhorted. You choose not to be built up in the Spirit. These were the things that were going to come with the Sabbath. Because you were doing 6 days your own duty, your own work. Now the Lord's telling what? You got no excuse not to come around and get this exhortation. Get this brotherly and sisterly love. Everybody needs a dose. Brothers and sisters come in the Sabbath day with demons on you. You come to class with demons. You look sick, sad. You look vulnerable. You look deranged, insane, mentally doing jumping jacks in your mind. And time you sit down, the Lord puts on your spirit a scripture that the priest brought out that just hits home run with your life. You be like, damn, how does he know all these? Because the Lord is talking to you. That's what's needed. And brothers leave what? Sisters leave what after the Sabbath? After classes, lighter. If you ain't fighting, you feel lighter. Your spirit's better. You start to smile because the scripture says do what? Commit your works unto the Lord and your thoughts will be established. This is the point of why the Most High wanted us together. He wanted our mind and our spirit to be refreshed, refurbished after a long days of work. And a lot of brothers and sisters take it for granted. Shame on you. Shame on you, man. When you don't require your household, now to be amongst the body. Now, mind you, I know brothers and sisters got working. I know that. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about brothers and sisters that know. Brothers, let's say brothers, man, that you allow your house to do whatever the hell they want to. Wake up, man. It's beneficial to be around like-minded brothers and sisters. Y'all see this? But scriptures, I'm going to try to read it again.
Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is.
As what?
As the manner of some is.
Right, as the manner of some is. Go ahead.
But exhorting one another.
But doing what?
Exhorting one another.
Read.
And so much the more as ye see the day approaching.
Right, so much more should we now be coming together as we see the final days, as we see prophecies unfolding, as we see the blood moons, right? As we see, listen, now they talking about, they seeing aliens. They seeing aliens coming out these chariots now, right?
Yep.
You a lie. Talking about a green man, right? We know the chariots and our brethren are in those vehicles, those interdimensional vehicles. We're seeing the signs. So what does that mean? We should be coming more and more together. Y'all see that? But some of them that do, some of them that do not come together. You finished with that? Go to Leviticus 23. I'm going to show you. What happened to people that did not want to assemble themselves together, that wanted to stay at the house and make them a tuna fish sandwich and chips and watch cartoons all day? When the Lord demanded you, commanded you, summons you with an authoritative decree to come amongst your people. What happened to these individuals, man? We got to really understand this, because what we're going to read is exactly opposite of what Yahushua, the disciples, David were doing. The exact opposite. Yeah, Leviticus 23. Y'all had any questions? Is everybody understanding? Okay, we finna get into a little bit more. Right? Let's go to Leviticus 23 and 39. Let's read this. Leviticus 23 and verse 39. Because look what's coming out. The understanding, right? The understanding through the scriptures on this Sabbath day. Come on, man. Let's read where you at.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 39.
Right.
Also in the 15th day of the 7th month.
The what?
Also in the 15th day of the 7th month.
Go ahead.
When ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, and ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days.
Right.
On the first day shall be a Sabbath. On the 8th day.
No. That's not it. That's not it. Go to Numbers. My apologies. Numbers 15. Go to Numbers 15. Come on, man. You know what I wanted, Yeah. Come on, you know where I wanted. I used in the pocket. You should have pulled that. Yeah, Numbers chapter 15 and verse 32. Because what we just read, Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 25, goes right along with this. Right? The story, right? Let's read where you at. Come on.
Numbers chapter 15, verse 32.
Read.
And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day.
Oh, here we go. The scene is set. On the Sabbath day, a man was gathering sticks. Wait a minute. He was going to gather the sticks and give it to the altar. What he was going to do was bring this to the priest and to make sure they had firewood. Right? I don't think so. Let's read it again. Come on.
And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day.
Doing work on the Sabbath day. Y'all hear this? Doing work now. Go ahead.
And they that found him gathering sticks brought him unto Moses and Aaron.
Read.
And unto all the congregation.
Why though? Why did they bring him unto Moses and Aaron?
Because he's seen some sticks that he can benefit off of and use for something. Like something separate from gathering with the congregation.
Exactly. He was away from everybody else. Hold on. I know that ain't Jermaine over there. Man, call him up. Listen, sound the alarm, right? They had somebody go snatch Jermaine up, man. Jermaine over there. Didn't we tell? See, he thought it was a game. We over here, kids singing, and he over there getting sticks. This nigga don't get it, right? He don't get it. Read verse 33. Read verse 33 again. Come on.
Verse 33. And they that found him gathering sticks brought him unto Moses and Aaron.
Right.
And unto all the congregation. And they put him inward.
Come on. They now when it says they put him inward, they put him in that little prison. They put him in a holding cell, man. We gotta now talk about this. You moving real weird, brother. Jermaine, right? Jermaine, insane on the Sabbath day. Go ahead.
Because it was not declared what should be done to him.
Right. What? You now transgressed the law. Right? You doing work on the Sabbath, but you're doing what? Your own pleasure on the Sabbath. You had 6 days to get sticks for your house. You see this? So why are you doing this on the 7th? Nah, we got to bring some inquisition. Or what is it? It's called inquisition, right? We got to talk about this. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Moses, the man shall be surely put to death.
The what?
The man shall be surely put to death.
Why though? Why? Yes.
They need an example of what not to do.
It's not even that they needed an example.
Profane the Sabbath.
Huh?
Profane the Sabbath.
Yeah. And yes, my fault. It is a part of that.
Right.
But this is a fact of him breaking the Sabbath. Like, no, we're not going to start this spirit up of what? You not following the summons. Remember, that was a holy convocation, was a summons, an order to show up. Y'all see that? That's why it says, forsake yourselves, not the assembly, as some of them do. We're reading that here. Mr. Jermaine thought he had more important things to do on the Sabbath than do what? Be in the temple. Y'all see this? Because we know that Yahushua wasn't breaking the law. He was in the temple on the Sabbath day. Somebody give me that scripture. He was in the temple on the Sabbath day. If you don't know, just Google it.
I think Luke 4:16.
Right, you probably got it. But let's finish this real quick. Come on.
All the congregation shall stone him with stone.
Read.
Without the camp.
Right.
And all the congregation brought him without the camp.
Come on.
And stoned him with stone.
Y'all see that? And stoned him. You got to put this man to death. But Kalai was right. That example of rebellion will not be upheld here. We're not going to show the people that you can do whatever you want to. It was already law that you were going to do what? Not your own pleasure. Not your own works. But this is why the disciples were blameless, because they were doing the work of the Lord. They weren't doing their own pleasure. Let's go there. Go to Isaiah. What does the scripture say? Let's go to Isaiah. Where we at? Isaiah 45? Or Isaiah, y'all know what I want. Go to Isaiah 58.
Isaiah chapter 58, verse 13.
1 second. Let everybody get there. Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 13. Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 13. Read that.
If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure,
right,
on my holy day.
The Most High said, if you will uphold my Sabbath day from not doing your pleasure. This is the point of the Sabbath. Like, we weren't supposed to be doing our own pleasure. What does that go into? That also goes into sex. Because we know sex is pleasure. Y'all see that? But how much more now you doing your own business? You trying to pick up your sticks. This is why this man had to be put to death. You see that? It wasn't about the congregation. It wasn't about exhortation. It was about what I want to do. Or I don't feel like coming to the Sabbath. I'm tired. This is really going to be my day of rest. Away from everybody. Yeah, you was away from everybody the whole week. And I know brothers and sisters be like, yeah, but I come to class 3 days. Good, you need it.
I need some me time.
Right, your spirit need it. Yeah, I need some me time. Work your life around the truth. That's the point of it. Scripture says submit yourself, it says submit yourself as a living sacrifice. Right? But still the point is showing the Most High wanted pure obedience on the Sabbath. And as we're reading in regards to David, in regards to Yahweh's disciples, they were blameless in their actions on the Sabbath day because it wasn't contrary to the Most High. It was right aligned with the Heavenly Father. Y'all see this? Finish that. Go ahead.
And call the Sabbath a delight.
Right, because the Sabbath is supposed to be a delight. You're supposed to cherish coming amongst people. I'm going to say it again. a lot of brothers and sisters, you take for granted the spirit that's supposed to be growing in you when you're amongst brothers and sisters. You're not taking advantage of all the tools that you can have, that you can receive when coming amongst brothers and sisters. Asking your questions, getting questions, asking questions to brothers and sisters, getting some understanding in class, right? Listen, relieving some of them demons that's been haunting you, that's been on your back like a monkey, swinging around. I mean, how you think casting off demons happen? You do it yourself? A lot of us don't even want to recognize our demons. You want to play pity pat with it. You want to act like it ain't really real. But when you get amongst a priest, when you get amongst spiritual people, we do what? Put that demon on blast. And that's why a lot of brothers and sisters don't want to come around. You don't want to show your face because you don't want to be healed. You need to be healed. Y'all see this? The Sabbath was about us coming with each other, fellowshipping. Go ahead.
The holy of the Lord.
Right.
Honorable. Thou shalt honor him, not doing thy own way.
Not doing thy what?
Not doing thy own way.
But as we see in Numbers 15, this man, Jerome, not saying that's his name, but he was doing what? His own ways. Huh?
Jerome.
Yeah, Jerome.
Jermaine.
Yeah, Jermaine.
Jermaine.
Jerome off of
Martin.
Nah, not off of Martin. I'm not on Martin. I'm new school. I'm talking about what's old boy's name from Cali? Come on, Bree. What show is that? Snowfall?
Oh.
Oh, look at y'all. Uncle Jerome.
Yeah.
Right? But y'all hearing what the scripture's saying? You weren't supposed to do your own thing. Y'all see that? Let's go back to that Matthew 12. Let's go back to this Matthew 12 to close this out just a little bit. Matthew 12.
You don't want the Luke?
14:5.
Let's get this real. Give me that Luke real quick first. Give me that Luke.
It's all on the same thing. Yahushua.
Yeah. Let's get that Luke.
Chapter 14 and 16.
Yeah. But is it making sense for you, Johanna? We finna listen, it's really finna be a closer here. It's really finna be a closer. Right? Because, again, is that we all came into the truth with that understanding of like, I can't eat. You know what I'm saying? But again, was this the spirit the Most High was trying to put on Israel to where it's about food? See, a lot of times, these small distractions, it take you away from what? The real meaning, the real purpose the Most High set out for Israel in being amongst each other. It wasn't about the food. But the food shouldn't cause you now to miss, though. That's the point. It ain't about the food. It's about coming together for the exhortation. That's why the Sabbath is a feast day. You see this? So let's read this. Read where you at. Just in regards, I still want to show forth that Yahushua was obeying the Sabbath. Y'all see that? He was in the temple. So let's read where we at.
Luke chapter 4, verse 16.
No. Oh, 4:16?
Let's read this rule. He said, okay. Read that.
And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day.
That's the custom. We were active in the synagogue, in the temple. Y'all see this? We were active in being amongst brothers and sisters, fellow believers. When you read that Acts 2, they were all in the same mind and same judgment. Psalms 133, in the unity, there's the blessing. Yeah.
One thing I've noticed here is that they stood up and read.
Right? Look at that. Brother seeing now, look at this. Right? Come on, man. Y'all think we doing something strange, right? Let's read that again. Come on, verse 16.
Verse 16.
Read.
And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was,
go ahead.
He went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day.
Go ahead.
And stood up to read.
Right. Y'all see that? And stood up to read. Read. What was he reading out of? Come on.
And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah.
Right.
And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written.
And that's it on that. But just showing he's quoting Isaiah
53.
61. That's what I like to go to. Right, Isaiah 61. But you see this, right? Yahushua was in the temple. He wasn't just out there doing whatever he wanted to. Let's jump back to that Matthew 12. Let's jump back to this Matthew 12 to get the full understanding is that, yes, man, the priests were blameless in working on the Sabbath because they were working for who? Israel. I mean, think about us. This is work. We gotta, it depends on, again, the scriptures, right? You may have some brothers that might want to do what? Go over the scriptures at nighttime, stay up, right? They knock out a couple push-ups. Who know what it is, man? Is it unlawful to knock out push-ups? I know. Is it long to knock out some pull-ups real quick to get the blood flow? Like, come on. What are we doing? Is this now taking me away from my duties on the Sabbath day? Is this taking me away from being amongst brothers and sisters? You mean to tell me I might as well just sit there then? Audio Bible, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with you listening to audio Bible 24 hours on the Sabbath. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with you studying 24 hours on the Sabbath. I'm not saying that. Do that if you want to. But it's not wrong if I clean a little dish. Dirt is a dirty dish. I'm cleaning the dish, but cleaning that dish ain't gonna make me late for the Sabbath. You see this? It's not gonna cause me not to be around on the Sabbath. It's not going to cause me not to have my Bible when it's time to go through these scriptures on the Sabbath. I've been here every Sabbath. Y'all, I ain't actually been sick on the Sabbath, I don't think yet. Maybe one. I don't know if I was sick on the Sabbath, though.
Probably when you first came.
You got real sick at one point.
But was it on the Sabbath, though? Yeah.
So really, it's like, whatever stopped you from the Sabbath, from gathering together with your brothers and sisters,
right,
is really like against the law. That's kind of what it is.
Right, because I mean, mind you, it's this brother knows, this sister knows, right? But we know brothers and sisters got jobs. Like we talked about it, right? Sometimes the boss man's like, what? Listen, I need you to work on Saturday. We got extra work. We need more work. Okay, well, let's think through the problem. The job it's a good job. You need it. It pays the family. Rib don't work, right? Okay, dang, he wants you to work on the Sabbath? Well, let's think. Can you work on any other? Can you work on Saturday? Okay, does he need you there? Or can you do it on a different day? Let's think through the problem to where it's still possible to now hold the Sabbath.
God.
But brothers and sisters, welcome to captivity.
God.
We had it nicely generations ago. Now we work like slaves.
God.
You understand that? But in working with slaves, that's not going to give us an excuse not to try our best to be around on the Sabbath. Y'all see that? Again, can you do the Sunday? Yes, I can do the Sunday. You're God. Can I do Sunday? No, I can't do Sunday. It's the only day. Well, listen, I might be doing it in the morning. I'm shooting right after. You try your best. The Lord knows this. Y'all understand this? The Lord knows this. That's why it says he's not ungrateful to forget your works of your labor and love. A lot of us labor to get here on a Sabbath. Brothers and sisters labor to get here on class days on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Most High sees that. That's brothers that's fighting to be on the Sabbath is not the same individual like the person that was picking sticks. You're doing completely opposite. We here on the Sabbath here live at 8. And somebody over there at the casino turning up, getting free liquor, vodka, talking about Shabbat Shalom online. I know somebody done did it before.
On live?
Yeah, they on live, watching live,
God.
but they out there turning up. They had Brewster Wings, right? Getting them a cold one, right? Talking about Shalom, like they really at the house, right? Come on, man. Wake up, man. And mind you in the city. You in the city. We got to wake up. The Most High knows what you can do. For him to know to do good and do it to not, to him it is sin.
God.
Y'all see this?
God.
Where are you at?
I believe we left off at Matthew chapter 12.
Verse 5. Read verse 5 one more time. So let's bring this back to our mind. Come on.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 5.
Read. And I didn't even get into the buying and selling yet. Right? To really understand Nehemiah. To understand what he was going. Listen, to understand the temperature of what Israel was dealing with at that time, huh? See, a lot of we don't know they call it anthropology. We don't really understand the history or the understanding of our people during these times. We know, yeah, they're rebellious, but there's a lot more specifics. Doing purple?
No, I feel like somebody commented.
Right, more specifics. Let's read where you at. Come on.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 5.
Read.
Or have ye not read in the law how that on the Sabbath days the priests and the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless?
But we see how they profaned it, and we understand why they were blameless. Because it's going to actually edify further on. Go ahead.
But I say unto you,
come on,
that in this place is one greater than the temple.
You hear this? Like, y'all understand who you talking to. Yahweh Shai was always checking these Pharisees. That's why he checked him. He said, you weigh out. No, it says that you, how does it quote? It says that, you weigh out the weightier matters.
Oh, you omit.
You omit the weightier matters. You talking about eating, What about the lust that's in you? What about the deception? What about the lying? What about the blasphemy that you talking about? You weighing out the weightier matters, talking about a burger. I'm here though. Was it the burger or which one you want? Me be here or burger? Right? Yeah.
It's like they was quick to point the finger at somebody else, but tuck their tail from like the things that they was doing.
Right. And that's kind of what Yahweh Shai was getting into in his ministry. Right? While he was walking. We're going to get more scriptures. We got some time. 15 minutes. We got some time to give you a full understanding. Because I'm going to hit you with a few things to make you think. Even in regards to the law. Because, and for everything that I've said, please don't think I'm saying we don't follow the law. We established the law. Best believe that. But we got to understand what the Most High was getting Israel to understand, to know. You see this? Read where you at. Come on.
Verse 7. But if ye had known what this meaneth, I will have mercy.
Go ahead.
And not sacrifice.
Come on.
Ye would not have condemned the guiltless.
Read.
For the Son of Man is Lord, even of the Sabbath day.
Right, so I understand what's lawful and what's not lawful on the Sabbath day. Read.
And when he was departed thence, he went into their synagogue. And behold, there was a man which had his hand withered.
Go ahead.
And they asked him.
Here it goes. So now a man got his hand withered. One of them light hands, right? Maybe got the 3 finger, real weak. Right? Little, wasn't born right. Go ahead.
And they asked him, saying, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath day?
Here they go again. Now, is it lawful to heal? Because we can say all of it. It's lawful to do push-ups. Is it lawful to take a bath? You got to take a shower. Hold on, wait a minute. Should I sleep on the floor? Should I pray in the closet? Wait a minute. Listen, should I even crank up my vehicle? Hold on. Should I shovel my dog poop when I walk? Should I do that? Just leave it there. Right? Wait a minute. Should I even open the refrigerator door? That's electric. The light came on. Kindle the light. Kindle the fire. Should I even do that? You hear how these questions can come up? Toasting bread. Baby need a warm bottle. You better not. You better warm it up between your thighs. The warmest area. Right? Yeah, you better get some friction on that. But that's work though. Hold on, but now I'm working. Hold on, I'm sweating trying to... Yeah, them armpits getting sweaty. Yeah.
It's crazy because I was told before, in the beginning of the truth, that, yeah, man, you ain't supposed to be drying no clothes on the Sabbath using a drying machine. And I'm like, it didn't make sense to me. But
right, but those are the same cats that tell you that it's okay to drink while you street teach. You understand that? Those are the same cats that smoke PCP while street teaching. Oh, that's facts. They're not understanding the law. There's a lot of Pharisees amongst Israel. Yeah, well, brothers and sisters got to understand this. There's nothing new on the earth like we hit yesterday in class. Don't dry your clothes. Oh, I guess my camp shirt is going to be wet then. I'm coming out, I can't even iron it. Just wrinkled up. Damn, you had no time. The dryer. What else will do? Y'all hear this?
God.
Is that what the Most High wants for Israel to come in just dry, just wet clothes? Who knows what could have happened? Right? Again, I'm not telling brothers. I don't want, brothers and sisters to take certain points, right? To say certain points to do what? To now use or use our words and say, don't follow the law. We're not saying that. What you got?
I got Romans 3 and...
Nah, let's finish this real quick. We're going to get that, but let's finish this. Come on.
Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days?
Right.
That they might accuse him.
Go ahead.
And he said unto them,
come on.
What man shall there be among you?
Right.
That shall have one sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day?
So now he's giving another example. You got a sheep that falls into a pit. Right? Go ahead.
Will he not lay hold on it and lift it out? How much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore, it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath day.
It's lawful to do what?
It is lawful to do well on the Sabbath day.
But that's the point. Who wouldn't go and get your animal out the ditch? How much more now a man? He had to answer these fools according to their foolery. Yes, we're going to heal this man on the Sabbath day. Because why? It's lawful to do good. You see that? It's lawful to do good on the Sabbath day. So if I want to go get something to eat on the Sabbath day with brothers, we're at the Sabbath service. We're going to street teach. There's nothing wrong with that. You see that? But if I'm now going on my own family vacation, right? I'm putting everything to the side. That's a problem. You see this? Read that one more time.
Verse 12.
Right.
How much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore, it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath days.
Right. It's lawful to do well. What you have?
Romans chapter 3, verse 31.
Hold on. Oh, yeah. Romans 3 and 31. Just on what I quoted. Yeah. Romans 3 and verse what?
Romans chapter 3, verse 31.
Go ahead.
Do we then make void of the law through faith? God forbid. Yeah, we establish the law.
Right. Y'all hear that? Yeah, we established the law. Y'all see that? Read it one more time.
Verse 31. Do we then make void the law through faith? God forbid.
Right.
Yeah, we establish the law.
Right. We established the law. So showing forth that, yes, and eating on the Sabbath is lawful, y'all. Y'all see that? If you want to get you some cereal, get you some toast before you come, get the kids nice little meal. But at the same time, listen, if you want to prep your meal, that's on you. There's nothing wrong with that either. Y'all see this? Daniel. That was Romans 3 and 31. Yeah. What you got?
John 5 and 17.
Let's get it. What's that? Same thing?
I think it was.
John?
What's that?
John chapter 5 and verse 17. Let's see this. No? John chapter 5 and verse 17. And then we'll go...
But it's a good one.
Yeah. John chapter 5 and verse 17. Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. You got to hit this. Right? Because we really got to understand. The Most High, or Yahushua gave us an understanding of what? It's good to do, or it's good to do good on the Sabbath day. Y'all see this? Let's read this. Come on.
John chapter 5, verse 17.
Read.
But Yahushua answered them, my Father worketh here too, and I work.
Right.
Therefore the Jews sought the more to kill him, because he not only had broken the Sabbath, but said also that God was his Father, making himself equal with the Most High.
Right, but the point was, where you at now?
Verse 17.
Verse 17, yeah, go ahead.
But Yahushua answered them, my Father worketh here too.
My apologies, read verse 16 again, my apologies, go ahead.
Verse 16. And therefore did the Jews persecute Yahushua.
Yeah, why? Because they thought that, listen, you better uphold that law to the T. They're not understanding. He was doing the law. He was doing the work. But now they're telling them what? You can't do miracles. You better not eat. Don't tear that corn down. I know you're hungry. Don't worry about that. Right? Go ahead.
And sought to slay him.
And did what?
And sought to slay him.
I mean, think about this. These are the same men that's talking about, is it lawful? But now they want to kill him. The man that beareth no sin. Let's kill him. Let's slay him. Go ahead.
Because he had done these things on the Sabbath day.
You see this? But Yahushua did it purposely for our example. He did it for our example. That's why you got to go to these scriptures. Well, why did Christ do this then? Why was he now eating on the Sabbath day? Why was he healing on the Sabbath day doing this work? To show that it was lawful. Y'all understand that? Go ahead.
But Yahushua answered them, my Father worketh here too, and I work.
Right. Y'all see that? My Father worketh here too, and I work. I'm going to say it again. You think demons are off on the Sabbath day? They taking a chill pill when the sun go down? They not at your house? They not trying to work through your rib? Huh? They not trying to work through other people as you drive home? Come on, man. No, listen, the work going to keep going. The work of the Lord, though. Y'all see that? Because according to Numbers 15, that wasn't the work of the Lord. What do you have, Dabia? Right.
I was going to say, that's when they want to turn up on the Sabbath day.
Oh, yeah, come on. They trying to get you frustrated. They trying to get you just to fall back into the old you. Y'all see that? Go to Romans 10. Go to Romans 10. Yeah, go to Romans chapter 10. Romans chapter 10 and verse 2.
Romans chapter 10, verse 2.
Right, go ahead.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God.
Go ahead.
But not according to knowledge.
Right. Go ahead.
For they being ignorant of God's righteousness.
And this is the point even with the Pharisees. They had a zeal. They had a desire to please the Most High. But as we see, they didn't have full understanding. And now they're going against who? Yahushua himself and trying to correct the Lord of the Sabbath. A lot of brothers try to create their own righteousness. They literally try to uphold their righteousness on what? On the Sabbath day only. Y'all see this? It's all the Sabbath, the Sabbath, the Sabbath. Right, what about long-suffering, patience, kindness, meekness? You're just shooting out laws. Not saying shooting out laws. I'm just saying is that brothers try to do what? Try to now equate their righteousness to the Sabbath. You worked all week for the white man. And now you got that one Sabbath. You're going to be all gun-ho. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. But there's nothing wrong to get a drink as you go to the Sabbath. Y'all see that? It's lawful to do good on the Sabbath. If you at the Sabbath. Y'all see this? But then you got some people that what? That may have ailments. They may have to stay at the house. That's the beauty of what the Most High gave us now. Which is what? Which is, social media, YouTube. Y'all see that? Finish it off.
And going about to establish their own righteousness.
And doing what?
And going about to establish their own righteousness.
Go ahead.
Have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God.
Right. Have not submitted themselves to the righteousness of the Heavenly Father. And this is what we're now finally getting understanding in. The real meaning of the law. Right? What the Most High really desired from Israel. It was for us to actually do what? Come together and uphold his laws and statutes. Y'all see that? Listen, the Sabbath is a feast day, as we see. I was going to do, that was it on that? Right. You get that? Right. I had one more. Y'all get it? Any questions? Yeah, you know, again, one thing about the Sabbath, Doc, is that I'll finish it, or I'll give you the video to kind of bring you along, because there's more, even with the buying and selling, dealing with Nehemiah, right? A lot more understanding. Even dealing with all the components of the Sabbath.
I was trying to look for the classroom earlier.
Oh, yeah. I get that. Send that to you. There was one more scripture. Yeah.
My question was like, so was like the Pharisees, I know they were just like they're like a group within the Israelites, but they were just looking at everything else from an outside perspective, right? Like, like as far as the law, when it came to the law, that they upheld it a little bit differently. So they like kind of like bash people about everything else.
Oh yeah, remember.
But they considered themselves Israelites.
They were Israelites.
They were Jews, right?
Remember is that Paul was a Pharisee. Right. Said he was a Pharisee of the Pharisees. But what were they doing though? They were persecuting the church. You see that? Mm-hmm. So, but they were doing that with the lack of understanding. This is why when we went to class yesterday, Paul says, I am what I am. No. He was saying that I am what I am now because of the mercy the Most High bestowed upon him and woke him up. The Most High woke up a lot of us out of darkness. A lot of us didn't even believe in the truth. But what happened when we now got the revelation and the understanding? We changed our life. But that's the same thing with Paul. Let's go to real quick. Go to Acts 8. I'll show you real quick. Like these Pharisees, remember, there was Pharisees, there were Sadducees, there were Zealots, there were Sicarii, there were different sects in the scriptures. And I had a class been supposed to have done going into that. There were different sects, but there's different sects now. There's nothing new under the sun, huh? You got some brothers that believe what? Again, you can't buy or sell on the Sabbath.
And poly and all that, like the wives. Right?
Multiple ribs. Right? Multiple ribs is lawful. Multiple ribs is not expedient, which is truthful, but it's, not unlawful. You got some people try to say it's unlawful. Right? So you have these different beliefs and doctrine, and that's kind of what the Pharisees were and the Sadducees. Right? The Pharisees, and that's a class, like, because some believed in the resurrection, some didn't believe in the resurrection. Yeah.
You got some brothers that say you can't wear meat trees. Then you got other brothers that said, the scriptures say that you can wear meat trees. So
I never heard that one yet.
Like they think that's covering your head,
right?
Concealing your head if you're wearing like a meat tree.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. With the crown open?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never heard that one.
Yeah, there was even a brother that he jumped online. Quatazat was wearing when his
do-rag.
No, it wasn't a do-rag, but the one that like
the head wrap,
the head garb. Yeah,
right.
And it's open at the top, and he was like, "You guys think you being righteous?
Oh, I remember that.
Cover your head,
right.
Even though it's open on the top."
Israel finds. Give me that. They omit Israel always finds matters. That it's like, come on, you talking about a headscarf, and it's open, brother. It's open, brother. You know what I mean? But Israel ain't got nothing better else to do, and it shows you how childish they are. But that's our people, and that's why, again, our people try to establish their own righteousness according to whatever they think. Where did you see Yahweh Shai doing that, man? Where you see Yahweh Shai coming up and banging and trying to fight other brothers? What you got on?
And then when you do tell them it's an opening at the top,
right?
They talking about, well, hey brother, you gotta abstain for the appearances of evil. It's in the scriptures,
right?
They go with that, and it's like, nah, covering your head is having your whole head.
No, it's that you don't have understanding via from the camera. It's lawful what we're doing.
Right.
All right, lie, bro. Israel always want to push their agenda on you, and they at home butt naked watching class, eating chips. Israel always got something to say, huh? That's facts. Get to a classroom. Put in some work with a body, right? Everybody always want to leave comments. I seen something on San Antonio. Want to leave a comment. Oh, yo, man, where you at? Pull up on us real quick. Let's talk face to face. They doing the internet stuff. Stop it. Where you at?
You called Acts 8?
Yeah, give me Acts 8. Just real quick in regards to the Pharisees, right? Because you said what about the Pharisees is that?
Just like they're like a different sector within Israel. They just believe in certain things.
Yeah, they were moving beastly. They were moving with lack of understanding because this is what was going on. And I'm gonna show you. Let's go. Yeah, it should be Acts chapter 8 and verse 1. It should be it, right? That's. Oh, you know what? Yeah, because 7 was Stephen. 8. Yeah. So let's read 8.
Acts chapter 8, verse 1.
Right.
And Saul was consenting unto his death.
So now, when it said Saul was consenting unto his death, this is speaking about who? This is now speaking about Stephen, who was now stoned, a follower of Christ, follower of the Most High. What I want you to do, jump over to Acts 7 verse 58, and let's get the understanding of what it means when Paul, or at that moment his name was Saul, consented, agreed. Go ahead.
Acts chapter 7 verse 58.
Come on.
And cast him out of the city.
Right.
And stoned him. And the witnesses laid down their clothes at a young man's feet, whose name was Saul. And they stoned Stephen, calling upon the Most High, and said, Lord Yahushua, receive my spirit. And he kneeled down and cried with a loud voice,
right,
Lord, lay not this sin to their charge.
Right, but you read that verse 58 one more time.
Verse 58.
Apologies, yep.
And cast him out of the city.
Come on.
And stoned him. And the witnesses laid down their clothes.
So the witnesses, those that were actually about to stone Stephen, right? They laid down their clothes. Read.
At a young man's feet.
At a what?
At a young man's feet.
At a young man. Who was this young man? Read.
Whose name was Saul.
And we know Saul is who? Paul. So Saul was doing what? Killing righteous men. This is the Paul that we know of in Romans, Corinthians, Philippians, Titus, letters to Titus, letters to Timothy. Y'all see this? He was out the spirit, but he thought he was in the spirit. Y'all see this? He thought he was in the spirit. Go ahead.
And they stoned Stephen, calling upon the Most High,
right,
and said, Lord Yahushua, receive my spirit. And he kneeled down and cried with a loud voice.
Keep reading.
Lord, lay not this sin to their charge. And when he had said this, he fell asleep.
Read.
And Saul was consenting unto his death.
Right. So Paul agreed with stoning Stephen. Y'all see this? These Pharisees was out their mind, huh? You got a lot of brothers like that too. Just because you wear the what? The garb, right? Just because you got the fringes, just because you got the head robe, the head wrap, just because you saying Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh, right? Does that make you an Israelite now? Because you say you do the Sabbath day, does that now make you an Israelite? The scripture says the law cannot justify you. What spirit you rolling in? How's your mental processing, your reasoning in your mind? Why do you do what you do? Is it for man pleasing? Right? Are you just doing it because everybody else is looking at you? Why do you do what you do? What you thinking now, Johanna?
Nah, you said his name. You said Saul is Paul.
Yeah.
Why is it Saul?
He was a new man.
He's a new man, so he switched his name up.
Listen, a lot of brothers and sisters come in here with what?
New names.
They come in with them slave names.
Cassius Clay.
Yeah, Cassius Clay. Right?
I'm calling play.
Right. Right? But what happens, man? When you get renewed, you get that spiritual name. You see that? You know, Paul had that Saul character. As we read down, it said he made havoc in the church. What you got?
What you can see with the Pharisees is that it's like that Romans really hit them. Like they have a zeal.
Right.
But their zeal is so high without understanding that they was offending the Most High, but thinking that they was pleasing the Most High.
Right.
So it all clicked that Saul really was like a Pharisee of the Pharisees, and he thought he was doing the work, but he didn't understand. Like you see the growth later on that it clicked, and he gets the full understanding. It's like he was about it, but he was off.
Right. And you know, I'm going to say this. A lot of our people, they're like that. Right? Brothers and sisters got to really understand, are you moving in the spirit of Christ? Or are you trying to mingle the old man and the new man, the old woman and the new woman, and now this Israelite mentality? This Israelite now movement that you're within, the belief, right? Our heritage. What are you doing? I'm going to show you something. Go to, I think it's Titus, right? Go to 2 Timothy 3 and 5. Yes. Yeah, 2 Timothy 3 and 5.
Right on point, man. We met this one guy at the mall at
Right.
Ambiance. Shalom, shalom. He came back and we started talking. He was like, yeah, man, you know, I'm an Israelite, but you know, you see the red flag, man, but you know, I still gotta rep it, man, and I can show you that through the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, look, take my number, I'll get with y'all. And I'm thinking, man, like, oh man, like, he just don't know. You know what I'm saying? He just don't know. But he walked away thinking like he can mangle both his gang life.
Yeah, you can still be a nigga in the truth. All right, we had a brother like that too in Houston. It's sad to say we had a brother, he believed in the truth. Like a rod could bear witness to it. Met him at Westbrook College. Let me finish this. All right. The sad part about it, he thought he was a blood. All that. But what happened? He got caught at the club. They killed this man. Mom called us up, right? Because they knew that he was with us. Now we was like, nah, your son ain't been with us for years. With another crew out there speaking at the Galleria. But what happened? Because brother's not understanding. It's not about the outward appearance. You still got gang affiliation, but you talking about Hebrew Israelite. I want you to read this real quick. Check this out. I got you. Read it.
2 Timothy
3 and 5.
Chapter 3, verse 5.
Yeah, 2 Timothy 3 and 5. Come on.
Having a form of godliness.
See, a lot of brothers and sisters got a form of godliness. You look like an Israelite on the outside. You say the shalom. You come in acting as if you are down for Yahweh. But we know, right, through actions inwardly, you still a nigga. You're still what? You're still a woman of the world. A man that cleaves on to the old man dealings. A lot of our people have a form of godliness. A lot of sisters too. Right? Put on the makeup. Right? Nice head robe, head wrap, fringe dress. But what? Inwardly, a monster. You go home acting like a hyena with rabies. Right? Brothers too, like you said, right? You an officer of 50, but you still smoking cigarettes. And you got the nerve to tell somebody about the law. These are the people that we deal with. You tell me you a Hebrew Israelite, but you got a porno business. How that work? I done met them all up here in Rochester. How you a Hebrew Israelite, but got a porno business? Shall I continue? A form of godliness. Go ahead.
But denying the power thereof.
But doing what?
Denying the power thereof.
But denying the power. Israelites, we want to uphold the image, but when it comes to actually embodying and doing the works that the word tells us to do, we ain't doing that. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to follow. I'm not going to be humble. I'm not going to be meek. I'm not going to absorb the class because, nigga, you ain't talking to me. I'm just here looking pretty. That's what our people, they turn away. Because a lot of our people don't want to submit to the standard that the Most High requires for us as Israelites to call ourselves Israel. I'm going to say it. What was that? Deuteronomy 6 and 4, right? The law that was given to us, right? This was going to be our wisdom and knowledge in the sight of the nations. They were going to look at us and be like, not just because of your apparel, but because of your actions. Y'all see that? The spirit behind the things that you do. And as we were going to Acts 8, the spirit that Paul was in when he was persecuting the church, that wasn't the spirit of Christ. That wasn't the spirit of the Most High. Read it one more time.
2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 5.
Come on.
Having a form of godliness.
Right.
But denying the power thereof.
Read.
From such turn away.
Don't follow those people. Those aren't the examples to look at. Y'all see that? Israel is high-level campers. We submit when we want to submit. We agree with things when it go with our spirit. When it's comfortable for me to believe. When it fits my prerogative. See, a lot of Israelites, they're going to do that to the day that they die. To the day when Christ returns. They're going to cap. All Israel's not of Israel. Plain and simple. Yeah, you may be Israel by blood, but your actions show that you're still a heathen. Your mother's a Hittite and your father's a Zidonian. Wicked as hell. But still thinking because why? I fit the image. Go ahead.
I got a precept on that.
What you got?
Romans 2 and 28 and 29.
Okay. You going back? You going back to it? Romans 2. What you got, Ike?
Yeah, I just wanted to.
We're gonna end it after that.
Wanted to finish that. That fictitious reality,
right?
Was like straight out of a comic book.
That illusion. Oh, talking about him?
Yeah.
I still got a gang pain.
I was like, what? Yeah, man. I got the. He said something about like, yeah. See the bandana? I got the jewels and the socks, and I can show you through the scriptures. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that was funny, man.
I was like,
oh, all right. Israel is a comic book. Israel is a comic book / mini series. Just driving to class today. It's raining. Ephraim on one side, Judah on the other side. I partying it up. I know half of them ain't got jobs. Smoking bogeys, dancing, right? And I know your life is in shambles, You won't let the bogey burn up your problems, but it only burns it up for so long,
Self-medicating.
Yeah, that self-medication only lasts for so long. That's why the scripture says that it says check this out. Go to real quick. Go to Job 10 and 5. Go to Job 10 and 5. And then we're gonna finish that Romans real quick. We're gonna call it a day. Right? Go to Job, I think it's 10 and 5, right? What does that say? No, go to it says hold on one second. It's Job though. It says a triumphing. I'll get it. Job 20 and 5. There it is. Go to Job 20 and verse 5. Go to Job 20 and verse 5. And understanding about our people. You know, listen, brothers and sisters can move in that awkward, weird spirit, but still claim Israelite. Most High's not going to let that example flourish. Just like the man picking sticks. He had to go. Let all brothers and sisters fear, right? Those negative examples. Job 20 and verse 10. Read that.
Job chapter 20, verse 10.
5, my apologies.
Excuse me, verse 5.
Go ahead.
That the triumphing of the wicked is short.
A little bit powerful. Come on.
That the triumphing of the wicked is short.
Right. A lot of these dope dealers out here. A lot of these liars. Right. A lot of these people that steal, kill, the adulterers. Right. The triumphing of the wicked. They may be high on the hog. They got money. They got the cars. Their life is on point. Big screens. Niggas ain't catching nothing from the Heavenly Father, it seems like. Brothers and sisters ain't catching nothing for wickedness. It says the triumphing of the wicked is what?
It's short.
It's short-lived. That's why you see these dope dealers doing what? Going down for these charges, They can flash the Rolex watches. You can flash your dirty drawers with the Jordans on. You can flash your job. I got the money. I got the vehicles. Good. Enjoy it. The triumphing of the wicked is short. Y'all hear this?
Come on.
This is the comfort in the righteous, because the scripture says that in this world the wicked prosper. The wicked prosper, but it's only for a moment. Go ahead.
And the joy of the hypocrite.
And the joy of a what?
Hypocrite.
And the joy now of a person that goes back on what they were saying. You don't uphold the things you used to teach, preach, follow, say you believe in, say that you love. The joy of a hypocrite. Go ahead.
But for a moment.
Only for a moment. Act like things ain't bothering you. Act like not following the law, statutes of the Most High ain't bothering you. It's okay. The Most High got something for that ass. I'm going to say it just like that. He got something for you. Y'all hear this?
God.
But that's our people, though. And we really got to understand. They can act like they're joyous. No, they're in shambles. You don't know how they go home and when they hit that bed. How the Most High does what? How the Most High now does sends delusions. Right? You think your life is going left or right. It does a quick woo, left turn. The triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of a hypocrite but for a moment. Y'all hear that?
God.
What you got out? And we'll finish with that.
It was Romans 2 and 28 through 29.
Yeah, Romans 2 and verse what?
28 through 29.
Romans 2 and verse 28. Let's read this. Come on.
This point was just on the outward appearance of Israel.
All right, there you go. Bring it out, brother.
Romans chapter 2, verse 28.
Good scripture, right. Let's everybody get there. Romans chapter 2 and verse 28. Come on.
For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly.
Y'all hear this? The fringes don't make you certified. Your Mitri don't make you certified. Because you got your Bible and a couple precepts in a bring it out. That don't make you certified. Read.
Neither is that circumcision.
Neither is what?
Neither is that circumcision.
Neither is the circumcision. Right? Neither is you being circumcised on the 8th day. That don't make you now a Jew inwardly.
Super Hebrew.
Right.
No, y'all talk about my son? Because I got him circumcised on the 8th day?
Right. Yeah, if that nigga, if he ain't walking in the statutes and the spirit of the Lord, right? But no, but a lot of our people think it's about the outward appearances, man. Come on, man. Where's your spirit at? Where's your long suffering? Where's your patience? Where's your love? Patience is one thing. Nobody got patience, huh? Nobody wants to endure long suffering. Y'all hear this? Most High is not looking at that, y'all. That's why it says the law, we got to go through a law class. The law won't justify you. Keep the Sabbath if you want to. You still got malice in your heart. You still hating on your brother. You hate your sister. You can't look at her face. I hate that nigga. Like, how? You are not of God if you have hate in your heart. You're not of God. Y'all hear this? The law does not justify you. That's why the Pharisees was moving the way that they were. I do a class for you, Johanna. We're going to go into it. Right? But the outward appearance, finish that out.
Which is outward in the flesh.
Go ahead.
But he is a Jew.
But he is what?
He is a Jew.
But she is a what?
He is a Jew.
Go ahead.
Which is one inwardly.
Right.
And circumcision is that of the heart.
Right. See, that circumcision was about what? That mind. This spirit's been all the way since Deuteronomy, though. About working on your mind and your thoughts. Are your thoughts aligning up with the mind of the Most High, according to his doctrine, according to his instruction, his direction? Are you submitting yourself fully, or do you still have reservations of other things that you want to control your life? Are you satisfied? Are you pleased with giving yourself to the Most High, or is it a burden? Is it a burden coming to class? Is it a burden giving yourself for garments? Is it a burden now passing out flyers? Is it a burden now catching classes online if you're online? Is it a burden? Because your actions show forth what you are. Ain't your clothes. Homie. Sister. Y'all hear this? Sister, you can wear the makeup. That makeup ain't making up for your weak spirit. Dry spirit. No. Your tongue, your speech, your actions, your meekness, you're willing to hear, to follow, shows forth who you are. Brothers got it messed up, y'all. A lot of Hebrew Israelites, this whole movement, brothers thinks it's about, does my zeets match my shirt and my shoes? Does my fringes match my, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming out 10. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you was just masturbating, right? 20 minutes ago. Like, yeah, man. Like,
got the nerve to dab somebody up.
Yeah, you got the nerve to dap somebody up. No, you should be getting your spirit right. Not saying that your clothes shouldn't be neat and clean. But where's your spirit at? Are you working on your spirit? Y'all hear this? Come on, man. You got brothers that be clean out, but they niggas. They look at you like, what school you with? Like, yeah, bro, I just said shalom. It's good to see you, man. You know the knowledge? We get out of the wickedness. We not celebrating Thanksgiving no more. Like, that ain't the spirit of Christ. That ain't what Yahweh Shai showed us. He said, forbear them not. I know they're teaching in my name, but forbear them not, brother. Let them do their work. Those are brothers, man. Your actions show forth who you are. Finish it.
Circumcision is that of the heart.
Come on.
In the spirit.
Man, woo.
And not in the letter.
Y'all hear that? In the spirit and not in the letter. See, listen. You over there eating that corn on the Sabbath day. Now, I knew you was off. Yeah, but where y'all at? Sneaking on you? Oh, so you already had a malicious thought of your brother. You was already trying to bring railing accusations.
God.
Oh, you already had a suspicion about your brother.
God.
Y'all hear this?
God.
The Pharisees was dealing with the letter. Christ was dealing with the spirit. Mind you, but the spirit aligns with the letter as well.
God.
We're not going to forget that, please.
God.
We do not omit the law. We establish the law.
God.
Y'all understand that?
God.
The law shows us the separation from righteousness and wickedness. But by the law, we knew what? Death, murder, adultery. That's how we know what those things are.
God.
We believe in the law.
God.
Con?
God.
Con?
God.
Con?
God.
All right now. I want nobody to think. See, they talk about they don't believe in the law. It's the spirit, not the letter. Right?
Yeah.
Finish it.
Whose praise is not of men.
Go ahead.
But of the Most High.
See, because what was being brought out in this understanding, it wasn't about man pleasing. It wasn't about being glorified and having admiration of men. Men looking at you, oh, that's Hebrew of Hebrews. Why? Because he matches. He has a strong reading voice. What really makes him a Hebrew of Hebrews? It should be your actions. Y'all understand that? But we can go into this all day, all week. All week. Y'all hear that? So any questions? Any questions? Hopefully that was edifying. Hopefully y'all had y'all plate full. Anything? Okay, brothers and sisters, thank you for joining the WADA. VA is going to be live tomorrow for the Sabbath morning service. If not, we'll they should be good to go, but we'll go ahead and accommodate if not. But with that, again, brothers and sisters, if you can support, please support. I wish we had the computer so we could show you the bills and things that we have. If you can give for that, we greatly appreciate it. Brothers and sisters here said that they're going to give when it comes to vows. We greatly appreciate it. But with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.
Till Christ come back.